नमो सिद्धाणम नमो आयर्याणम नमो उवज्झायाणम नमो लोए सव्वसाहुणम ऐसो पंच नमो यारो सव पाव पनाशनम मंगलाणम च सव्वेसिम पढ़मम हवै मंगलम। Jai Jinendra.
Yes,
Welcome back, kids. It's first class of 2025. I know not many folks here today because it's first class and everyone is coming out of hibernation, but that's okay. We'll do a very quick topic today. It's a topic of Kulachar. You know, how should we conduct our day, basically, right? What's the best way or ideal way of conducting a day for a Jain Shravak, right? First thing first, we all should have an awareness and we should be proud of it that we are a Jain Shravak. What is Shravak? Shravak means lay person, right? So a person who is born in a Jain family and who follows Jainism, the path of Jainism, and conducts their life based upon the tenets of Jainism is considered to be a Jain Shravak. They are people who are householder, the common householders, right? They are not yet um, monks. They have not yet given up their worldly life. And they conduct their daily business. They have they have a family. When they are of the right age, they marry, and then they are in business of, they take up some kind of business as per the Jain principles. They uh, earn money, they create wealth for other people and themselves, and then they use that wealth towards the upliftment of Jainism for the benefit of Jainism for different Jain causes. They do a lot of dan. They support monks in their daily life. They provide ahar to Jain sadhus and sadhvis. Thus, such people are what we considered as Shravak, right? So, living a life of a Shravak also demands a lot of discipline. A Shravak should be a follower of the five Anuvrats, right? So, there are five vrats, right, against the five paps that are described as per our Agam. The five vrat being the vrat of ahimsa, that's non-violence. The vrat of achorya, that's the vrat of non-stealing. So ahimsa, achorya, uh, then the vrat of uh, aparigraha, which is the vrat of non-possession or limiting the possessions. The vrat of brahmacharya, which is the vrat of celibacy, and which is the one that I'm missing. Sarthak, can you help me? Can you remind me which is the one of the vrat that I'm missing?
uh,
I
Bharat
missed
of
the second
Ahimsa.
one. Let me make it give you a hint. So the second one is what I missed, and it's against the pap of jute. How about that?
Ahimsa. I mean, no,
No.
uh, yeah,
Socho, socho, jute. What is jute?
you,
What
the
is jute?
lies.
Lies, right? So what is the vrat against the pap of lie, which is opposite of lie? Lying.
Satya, Satya Vachan.
Very good. That's the one I was missing. So first is ahimsa, satya, achorya, that's non-stealing, right? Then aparigraha, which is limiting your possessions, and then the last one is brahmacharya, which is celibacy, path of limiting your relationships. Having discipline in your relationship is brahmacharya. है ना? For a Shravak, limiting your, when to be get into a relationship, right? And then what type of relationships you should have, how many physical and marital relationship one should have. That's all what is defined by brahmacharya. Brahmacharya for a monk means no relationship at all, following complete celibacy. But for a Shravak, because Shravaks, maintain a grahastha jivan, a householder's life, they do marry, they do, have kids and everything, but there again, there has to be some discipline. What's the right age of marrying? Should I have kids outside of marriage or not? Things of that nature are what is considered in brahmacharya for a shravak. Having one dedicated relationship at a given point in time is what is defined as brahmacharya for a married shravak. है ना? It's getting into a relationship once after you have established yourself in life, you have completed your education, you have taken up a trade, right? Taken up a profession, then getting into marriage and marrying a girl who is uh, follower of Jainism is what is prescribed as a expression of brahmacharya for a Jain Shravak. For a monk, it's a different story. For a monk, not having any physical relationship, not having any sexual relationship, not being married is what is described as brahmacharya. Make sense? Okay, so these are the things that defines a Shravak, right? There are other things also. There are Mool Guns that a Shravak has to follow. There are 8 Mool Gun. We'll cover these Mool Gun at some point, at the right point when we reach there. But just giving you a primer into it, these are the things that define a life of a Shravak. Now, Kulachar is also towards that. Kulachar is how do you conduct your day? What is the ideal way of conducting for a Shravak is what is defined as as a Kulachar. And we'll watch a video on it. Arush, I hope you can hear me out clearly. And Jai Jinan to you as well. And Happy New Year.
Jai Janendra, Happy New Year.
Okay, so let's start there. Let me play the video now. Uh, I'll do two things. So I'll mute my audio.
Do you realize how lucky we are? We are born in such good family. So we should spend our life like good people do. But how can we become good person? Come on, let me introduce you to your new friends. This is Mayank and this is Anjali. Sister, can I ask you something? I like you very much and everybody likes you a lot. What should I do to be a nice person just like you so that I can be liked by everyone too? Mayank, I will tell you a secret. But for that, you will have to stay with me the whole day tomorrow. Okay, sure, sister. Jai Jinendra, now it is time to tell you that secret. Listen carefully. Immediately after waking up in the morning, we should pray to our God, Vitrag Bhagwan, and recite Namokar mantra. After brushing our teeth, bathing, and wearing clean clothes, we should go to temple with puja samagri to pray. We should remove our shoes and slippers outside the temple. Before entering the temple, we should wash our hands and feet with clean water so that no negative energy can enter the temple with us. Sister, what should we do after entering the temple? While entering into the temple, we should say Nissahi, Nissahi, Nissahi.
Very important words. Okay, very important words before we enter a temple. This is an expression of mindfulness that we should have while we are visiting a temple, right? So this is like, how do you gather your thoughts before you are in front of Bhagwan's, pratima? You say these 3 words. What are the 3 words? It's the same word repeated 3 times. It's not 3 words, right? So the word we say is Nissahi, Nissahi, Nissahi. Repeat after me, Arush and Sarthak. What is the word? Nissahi,
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 Nisahi,
Nissahi.
Nisahi,
Right? That's
Nissahi.
an expression that I am, from this point forward, I will not worry about my life. I would just focus, I will bring all my focus to do a darshan, of doing the Jin darshan. I will just focus on the act of doing the Jin darshan, reciting the Namokar mantra with utmost uh, focus and meditation. That is why Nissahi is said. This is Whenever you are saying the word Nissahi, the thought that should occur to you is okay, from this point forward, I'm not talking about any gossip or thinking about any gossip or any life event or what is going on in my life materially, what I have not, blah, blah, blah. Rather, I'll only keep my focus to do a darshan that can get me, in a meditative state, that can get me to a state where I'm not doing any new karm bondage, any new karm bandh, right? So that is the what nissahi as a word means, है ना? That's why these words are very powerful. As soon as you enter into temple, temple is not a place where gossips are done. Temple is not a place where, before darshan, you get into any kind of conversations with people. You can do that afterward, socializing. It's not a taboo. We all do that. We should be doing that with our sadharmi jans, other Jain families. Of course, we should do that. But our first objective to be a temple is to do darshan and to get the best of the energy, best of the most positive vibes from that activity, that ritual of doing the darshan, right? Because it is the most important thing for a Jain Shravak. I think before we even do that, we have to be mindful around it. है ना? How do we bring our mindfulness? By repeating this word 3 times, Nissahi. Okay? So let's keep going.
3 times. Then we should do God's darshan, offering our prayers and obeisance. After that, we should say Om Jai 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 Namostu Namostu Namostu. After reciting Namokar mantra, we should bow in front of Vitrag God. Okay, sister. Good. Next, we should offer puja samagri by chanting the specific mantras called Arg. After that, sing whichever stuti, meaning prayer of God while doing God's pradakshina or parikrama. Do you know what it is? It means moving around the deity in clockwise direction 3 times. After that, we should sit in front of God and confess to God about all our wrong and bad doings, such as anger, fighting with anybody, etc., etc. We should pray to God that we will not be angry, we will obey our parents, and that one day we will also become like God, peaceful and blissful. We should promise ourselves in front of God that we will not do any bad work today and will respect everyone. By doing this, our inner arrogance reduces and we can spend the whole day being a good person. Sister, what else we should do? After this, we should apply Gandodak, meaning holy water on our forehead. Recite with me, come on. Nirmalam nirmalikaranam pavitram papanashanam jingandhodakam vande ashtakarma vinashanam. After this, we should recite the Namokar mantra 9 times and read Shastraji, meaning the holy scriptures and books kept in the temple. There are many good things written in these Shastrajis which can help us become a good person. Sister, I am very tired. I want to drink water. Sure, we will drink chana pani at home. What does chana pani means? Do you know? Even one drop of water has lots of organisms which are not visible to our eyes. Without channa means filtering water, these organisms die and it also affects our health. Scientists have also proven that in one drop of water there are about 36,450 organisms. Wow, more than 36,000 organisms. Hence, for filtering water, we should use thick double-layered, clean cotton cloth through which one cannot see the sun rays. Wow, sister, you have told me such good things. Now I will tell all my friends to drink water only after filtering it. Come on, Mayank, let us help mother in cooking food. Sister, why so early? There is still so much time for dinner. No, dear. We should not eat food at night. But why? What is wrong with that? Organisms cannot survive during the day due to the rays of sun. We see a lot of insects and creatures around a light bulb after sunset, and especially during the rains that do not come during the day. From this, we can derive that during daylight there are less creatures and insects. Hence, we should cook and eat during the day only. Another important thing, our digestive system also gets damaged when we eat food at night. Therefore, we should take food during daylight only. We can save life of so many living beings by just eating during the day. A good person always thinks about the well-being of others. Correct? Yes, sister, I will keep all these things in my mind and will become a good person just like you. Jai Jinendra.
Okay, right? Simple video. Kulachar. What do we call it? Kulachar. How should we highborn should be behaving? What should be our conduct? How should we start our day? How should we end our day? When should we eat food? Should we eat food after sunset or not? Why not? We should be drinking filtered water, right? Why? Why not? Things of that nature. Most important thing, how should we be doing a darshan? Now, ideally, every Jain should be doing a darshan every day. They should start their day with a darshan. We are living in United States. At times it's not possible. We all don't live very close to a temple. Sometimes we don't even have access to a temple in the city we are living in. In those situations also, there is a way you could do darshan. You could do a darshan at your home, right? It's more about purifying your thoughts than anything, right? Follow the same pattern. Follow the same pattern where start your darshan by doing Nisahi 3 times in front of whatever Pratima or not Pratima, but you may have a photo frame of Bhagwan, right? At home, I'm sure you all have, or for that matter, even a Shastraji, a particular Jinwani book, right? You could do darshan of that. That's good enough. I know it's difficult in this country. I also live here, right? But you should follow the pattern. The pattern being same. You do Nisahi 3 times. You bring your thoughts together. Then you cultivate your self-awareness and equanimity, which is what is called as Samaik. Now, the steps that were followed, although not explained in the video, are basically expression of the how you do a darshan, how do you you know or the steps that you follow. Basically, you do a samaik, you do pratikraman, which is confession of the past error and introspections, right? Then you do what is called as pratyakhyan, and I'm typing all these things in the chat here, okay, uh, for your awareness. So affirming pratyakhyan is affirming and taking a resolve to avoid few mistakes in the future, right? So we all, do mistakes at times. We are not true to our vows. The 5 vrat I talked about, the anuvrats that I talked about of ahimsa, or for that matter, not saying a lie, or saying truth always, being truthful always, or not stealing, or not being, not limiting our possessions, or for that matter, not being uh, celibate from a Shravak point of view, right? That mistakes happen. Now, how do you correct your mistakes? For that, you have to do what is called as pratikraman, which is you confess your mistakes. Remember, confession is not just a practice followed in Jainism. Confession is a very powerful practice. You would be surprised, it's also followed in Catholicism, right? They also have a practice of confession, right? But in our confessions, it's not like you are unburdening yourself, but at the same time, equally are also doing what is called as pratyakhyan, which is affirming that I will not do the same mistake in the future, right? So that's what differentiates our confession our practice of pratikraman and pratyakyan from that in Catholicism. Catholicism में कई बार क्या होता है, लोग before they commit a sin, they go to the church and they ask for absolving. Hey, I'm going to kill a person. Can you absolve me? Kind of thing, which is not how we do it. And there is no absolve you. You're not. There is no God that will give you can confess you down. It is a confession to yourself, right? You are accepting your mistake, and more importantly, you are taking the resolve. You are affirming that, hey, in my all full consciousness, I would never repeat this mistake again. That is what pratyakyan is all about. Then comes what is called as vandana. Once you are done with this, then you are ready to offer a prayer, right? So that's what was described in the video also. After you are done with pratikraman and pratyakyan, after you are done with confession and taking that affirmation that I resolve not to avoid such mistakes knowingly, in the future, then you are ready to offer your prayers for positivity and strength, right? So that's when you do your vandana. You recite a arg, you do a puja of Bhagwan if you have time, and then you go from there, right? So that's what vandana is about. The last thing is dhyan, right? Dhyan is just about meditation, right? So you then bring your focus. So you first uh, are offering your prayers to get the positivity, and then you are focusing on that positivity. This is all that is so much required. You know what? This is all the yogic science is all about. This is all about mindfulness. Even somebody who doesn't believe in Jainism knows the power of it because it has been scientifically proven. If somebody, who is a student of psychology, if you ask them the power of a confession, power of pratikraman, they will give you essays and facts after facts of the advantage of doing a pratikraman, of doing a pratyakyan, of doing vandana, of doing dhyan, because these are the things that fills you with positivity and then gives you enough power to conduct your day, right? And that's what we should derive whenever we are at a temple. We are not just there to socialize. We are there to gather our energy, to power ourselves, to give ourselves strength. Nobody else will give you strength. It is you, by your rituals and practices, will be able to derive energy from a situation. है ना? It's all in your hands. Make sense, Arush? Okay. So I have given you some additional words beyond what was there in the video today, because you are grown-up kids, you are teenagers, right? You can understand this concept better and more importantly, apply it. Jainism is an applied science. Jainism is not just theory. Beyond theory, Jainism is one of those traditions, those religions that have actually evolved from experimentation, right? You yourself are responsible for your life, the choices that you make in your life. You are responsible for becoming God. We all have the capability. We all have consciousness. We all are gods. We have God element in ourselves. In other words, the word I use for it is we all have God ability. We have ability to turn ourselves into God. It's just about, you know, having that awareness and then with the right penance and meditation, achieving that. We all have that capability. It's just a matter of achieving it by conducting our life in a particular way. है ना? So this is all about applied sciences, isn't it? You have to practice it to achieve that state. You are not we all are born with it. Every living soul has the capability to achieve salvation, to achieve moksha, that is to become God, right? But the choice is with you. It's with you. If you conduct your life in a particular way, you will end up becoming attaining moksha and becoming a god, becoming omniscient. But if you conduct your life in a wrong way, then equally you will be subjected to karma according to it, and then you will be in this cycle of life, right? Turn into a toad or a frog one day and become a tree another day in a next life, or become a narki jeev in the next, and so forth. है ना? All the good uh, situations or bad situations that we are subjected to are all because of our past karma, of all our past conduct. And that's where kulachar comes into the play. You conduct your life in a particular pious way. That way, you are always subjected to or supplied with good situation, which can give you the situations that can keep your life conducive enough, and that way you can then use it to maximize your potential. Maximizing your potential means to help in the full realization of your consciousness towards attainment of moksha. है ना? So that's what our everything is all about. It's applied science. Jainism is all about applied science. Application, right? How should you conduct your life? Make sense? Okay. Any question, beta? No, right? Okay. We'll keep it short. We have limited the audience today, and I don't want other kids to feel at loss. Although I did record this video, so they will have access to it. Even if they are not able to attend the class, they will be able to fetch it from the WhatsApp channel that we have. Okay. Having said that, let's do Jinwani Stuti and end our class early today. Thank you for joining, and I wish you a very a year full of enlightenment and prosperity. Okay, not material prosperity, but intellectual prosperity. Okay. जावाणी के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालोक, ते वाणी मस्तक धरूं देहूं सदा धोक। हे जिनवाणी भारती माँ, तोहे जपो दिन रैन, जो तेरी शरणा गए सो पावे सुख चैन। जय जिनेन बच्चों, उत्तम क्षमा, मिच्छामी दुक्कडम।
Yeah. Tam Shama
Jai
Mishami Tukam.
मिच्छामी दुक्कडम।
Uttam Shama.